In this tutorial, you will be guided on how to create an interactive and captivating hover effect for your website's navigation links using CSS. This effect will improve the user experience of your website and make it more engaging. So, get ready to learn how to create a visually appealing navigation menu that will impress your website visitors. We will start by creating an unordered list using the UL tag and giving it a class of nav. This class will serve as the wrapper for our navigation links. Within the nav list, we will create individual navigation items using the li tag and giving them a class of nav item. Each nav item will represent a separate link in the navigation menu. For each nav item, we will create an anchor tag using the a tag and giving it a class of nav link. This anchor tag will represent the actual clickable link within each navigation item. Now we can duplicate the list item by copying and pasting it, then make any necessary changes. We have finished the HTML section and are now working on the CSS. To make the project more visually appealing, I have decided to use Google Font Pop-ins, to which I have already added the embedded link in the style.csv file. To apply CSS rules to the entire web page, we can target the body tag. Setting the height of the body to 100 VH ensures that it takes up the full height of the viewport. We have used the display property to set the flex value, which allows us to use flexbox properties on child elements. Moreover, we have set the justify content property to center to horizontally center child elements, and the align items property to center to vertically centered child elements. The font family used is Poppins, and the background color specified is purple. We will focus on the nav class, which is applied to the unordered list UL element. To ensure proper alignment, we will set the margin and padding to 0 and the display property to flex. This will arrange the items inside the list in a row layout. Now we will target our list item with class nav item. We'll set padding top and bottom to 0 and left and right to 1.5 rem. We'll also remove the list style from the li tag by setting it to none. Let's style our navigation link with the class of nav link. We'll start by removing the underline from the link, which we can do by setting the text decoration property to none. Next, we'll set the position to relative so we can position few pseudo elements relative to the link. For the appearance, we'll set the color to white, font size to 2.125 rem, and font weight to 600 for a semi-bold look. Lastly, we'll add a transition to all properties with a duration of 0.5s and an ease in out timing function. When users hover over our navigation link, we will change its color to a shade of yellow for better user experience. We will now create a sliding hover effect for the pseudo elements of an HTML element with the class navLink. To achieve this, we will first set the content property to empty. Then we will set the position property to absolute, which will position the pseudo elements relative to the nearest positioned ancestor. We will set the bottom property to 5px, which will position the pseudo elements just slightly below the text of the nav link. We will set the width property to 0, making it invisible initially. The height property will be set to 4px to give an underline effect. We will set the background color to a shade of yellow. Finally, we will add a transition effect to the width of pseudo elements. To create an underline effect for the class navLink pseudo element before, we'll set the left property to 0. This will ensure that the underline effect starts from the very beginning of the link text and expands to the right when hovering over it. Similarly, for the navLink pseudo element after, we will set the right property to 0. This ensures that the ending point of the underline effect aligns with the right edge of the navLink, effectively spanning the underline to the left. In the following CSS code, we are defining a target for our pseudo elements. This target will be activated by the hover event on the nav link element. We will set the width to 50%, which will cause it to expand and cover half the width of the link. Additionally, we will apply a transition effect for a smooth animation over a duration of 0.5 seconds. Finally, we have successfully created an engaging and beautiful hover effect for our nav link. If you guys found this tutorial helpful, please like, share, subscribe to reach this tutorial in numbers.